All right. I was at the store tonight picking up some groceries, and at the end cap, as I was coming around the corner, I saw it. I knew I'd see it, but I forgot I knew I would see it. Cadbury eggs sitting there waiting, ripe for the picking. And so I
nothing like a ripe egg.
I started coddling some of those eggs as I was waiting in line, and I got to tell you,
end up with?
I opted out because here's the thing. This leads me to the question.
Mm-hmm.
They only had the normal size eggs were only caramel. They had the packs of the miniatures that were like foil wrapped of the Cadbury cream. I wanted Cadbury cream. I went with those. I have nothing against caramel, but when I wanted a Cadbury cream egg, and I got that. It was very good. Do you?
You know, I think that's something. Oh, sorry, it might be leading to your question. I would eat one if handed to me or presented to me, but I don't think I would ever go out of my way to buy a Cadbury cream egg.
I loved them as a kid, but as I've gotten older, I feel a little sick after I eat one.
Naturally, yes.
Just because it's
so part of the experience.
It's so fucking sweet. It's overpowering.
I mean, I still eat Chipotle, but sometimes you just got to deal.
I'll have one. And I'm
out of all the holiday eggs, it's easily the best.
Oh no! Come
Reese's
on. I mean, Reese's is right there. Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry.
Reese's is a better Christmas tree than it is an egg.
No,
we're not talking about Christmas. We're talking about.
I'm telling you right now, that's why it doesn't win the egg competition, because there's a better
egg competition.
Yeah, holiday eggs.
Reese's wins all of them. We've had this conversation before. Reese's just beats everything.
When I say holiday eggs,
you get it.
I'm referring to deviled. I'm referring to Cadbury.
Deviled eggs are holiday specific. Since when?
Sweet and savory. I mean,
I would say
I only have
like
them at holidays or family barbecue.
Oh, okay. My mom makes deviled eggs all the time. I don't like them, so I never.
Is there
eat them,
people who just like on a Wednesday are like, I'm having deviled eggs?
Yeah, sure. My mom's like, oh, we're going to a party. I'll make deviled eggs and bring it to the party.
Damn.
Like not for any holiday, but she'll just like bring it to some party.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
That's like a casserole.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we're all Midwest. Everybody knows what a casserole is.
Well, anyway, I think we've rested our case. Cadbury eggs fucking rule. Holiday eggs.
Watching the show online, look it fucking up.
Do you have like a specific holiday candy, a holiday specific candy that you enjoy?
Holiday specific. I mean,
yeah, like any holiday, but it has to be like a holiday specific one. Best and worst. There you go. Let's do that. That'll be fun.
I like a peppermint stick at Christmas.
Not a candy cane.
Yeah. Yes, a candy cane.
Okay.
Just whatever.
You saw how his Dragon's Dogma character walked. That's exactly the type of question he would ask. Would you care for a peppermint stick, Bobby? Yeah.
Man. It is too easy sometimes.
I hate anything mint, like mint and chocolate.
Yeah, I'm not a mint guy.
So I would say like the peppermint mocha stuff that happens around holidays, like no thank you. But I'm also just like I would, the easy answer is absolutely like just one of the shaped Reese's cups. Like we all know that to be true.
Yeah.
But I think
jack-o'-lantern.
I think like a chocolate covered cherry is like a very specific type of candy.
Okay.
From like a holiday period that I feel I do not eat hardly at all, except for like one or two of those on a holiday.
Cherry cordial.
Yeah, cherry fucking cordial, man.
Yeah.
Like I think that is a standout like S tier holiday candy.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, worst, obviously Peeps. And man, again, my mom loves Peeps.
Hey, what if we got
a bunch of Peeps
and drank
I don't think I've ever seen her eat a Peep, but she keeps buying them, and then she gives them to me. I'm like, I really don't need this.
Why would you do this? Another one that I used to love as a kid, but now I'm just like,
this Easter has tried to fucking make an affront against God. Is what it's done because we get. Have you seen? Jelly bean milk or Peeps milk?
I was just gonna ask that.
I've seen the Peeps milk. It's just
Listen,
sad.
I'm telling you right now, Chase, that
People need to be stopped.
People have gone too far.
All these right-wing dickheads complain about the fall of Western civilization, and it's about
it's all been right there in front of you. You just have been ignoring it.
They've been focusing on the wrong thing. They should be most upset about the fact that you can go to
the
the store
imagine
and buy
like
a carton of Peeps milk.
Somebody's out there just like fucking sipping on a cold glass of Peeps milk.
They would not make it unless people bought it.
All right, so I will be a little controversial though. So the Peeps are my worst, easy worst.
Easy.
People are not going to like my bests because I'd say it's a tie between candy corn. I like candy corn.
Oh God,
I like candy corn.
I'm a fan.
Listen,
and
it needs something with it.
I mean, I usually get like the mix of it if you can make the mix, but I'll eat it straight. I don't care. I also like conversation hearts. I just like a little chalky candy.
You and my wife. What's the deal?
They're good. Listen, they're good.
All I think about is that part in Futurama where it says earwig honey and chalk.
Yeah, I'll eat those. Like Smarties and all that shit. That same thing.
Yeah.
You know what we did? You know what we didn't
They also make like a sour version, and those are really good. But yeah, I'll eat the regular chalky ones. Like I don't love the white and green ones because those are the minty ones. But like I'll just have a bag of candy hearts. Why not?
Yeah, man.
I'm a weirdo in that way, but I like both of those.
I like them when they're softer.
You're a weirdo in mini.
Not as crunchy.
Nah, I like the hard candy ones, but I've had the soft ones.
What about
the bigger ones they make too that are soft?
Yes.
Should we talk about
like quarter size video games? Fuck video games. This is much better.
One more candy question for the candy babies.
Hit me.
What about those fucking caramel apple suckers?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
God damn, that's a great fall candy.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it gets to the point where you're getting a little caramel and a little bit of the sour apple flavor at the same time.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh,
that's
stew going.
Now you got a stew going in your mouth. I'm sorry. This is the Casual Hour. It's March 20th. We do talk about video games occasionally on here, and tonight
320.
320.
Yeah.
367. Oh, 320. Yes, I understand. Yes,
it's like the other one. But
we missed 311 this year. I certainly didn't on Spotify.
But there's such an amazing stretch of days where you get Mario Day, 310.
Yep.
Or MAR 10 for the Mario Day. Yep. Then right after that you get 311. You also get St. Patrick's Day right around there. It's like a big handful of days. And Pi Day, sorry. Yes, Pi Day is also, especially for us in St. Louis where our area code is 314. Pi Day is big here. So you do get that stretch of days where
Pi's big regardless of the day
this week.
But
for a bunch of ridiculous dumb shit, but we're having a party.
We've got pie and video games to serve you this evening. We've got about 4 games we'll talk about tonight, and we've got a handful of news on the back end of the episode. Cozy up. We're going to tell you all about what we've got going on here, starting with Johnny, who's been on an expedition, it seems like.
A little bit. So this is the latest game from the makers of SnowRunner and MudRunner. This is a Saber interactive joint.
Saber. Recently independent Saber.
And I think very mixed feelings about this game. Part of
me I think you're not the only one, apparently, Johnny. It seems like this game is very divisive.
It has mixed reviews on Steam, but I think that my qualms with the game are maybe different than what the diehard MudRunner, SnowRunner people.
Because those are the ones that are making the most noise, from what I've read.
Yeah. So for me, I think it's just I thought I was ready for another one of these games. And every time I fire it up, I play for 10 minutes or so. Like I've been trying persistently to open this up, get into it. I just don't feel like it. And I don't it's not anything all the things I see people getting mad about.
What are people getting mad about? Like the thing I saw in the trailer, I think we even talked about it in the preview, was that maybe this one looks too easy. in that a lot of the cars and trucks have ways of getting themselves out rather than
it's the
like
Horizon
second vehicle.
It's basically the Horizon version of this, right, Johnny? Is that a fair way to say it?
Yeah, so
they just put a bunch of yellow paint everywhere. Here's where you should drive.
Exactly. No, this is more like if
we call those roads.
Roads.
If the entirety of the other games was just scouting, because you're using, I mean, there are some bigger trucks that you can drive and load up with equipment and stuff, but like you're not hauling stuff really. Like there was a small thing I had to take to the top of this mountain. But you know, in SnowRunner, you were like hauling. It was like a semi truck that was hauling a load of timber and things like that, and that's not really here. That's not the point of this game. It's all about.
That's interesting to me because I guess I thought the scouting was the most fun part of those. If you wanted to play a hauling game, play Euro Truck Simulator or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can haul all the shit you want there.
So that's why I said I think that maybe like I'm not gonna try and return this or anything. I think I don't feel like playing one of these games right now, and
who's this for, Johnny? For me, if I've never played one of these games before, do I start with this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think you would. It actually sounds like they made the game for me. It's like this is exactly what I wanted out of something like SnowRunner, and I got tired of SnowRunner because I felt like I was quote unquote spinning my wheels a lot, literally and figuratively. And then I kind of got bored of like, man, I like getting into sticky situations, but then getting out of them is such a pain in the ass. I'm kind of tired of this, and the novelty is worn off. So for a game like this to go, we have ways of getting you out of this that are easier and more straightforward. That kind of sounds like it's for me. I feel like I've just kind of wasted my shot on SnowRunner at this point.
Yeah. And for me, the little quality of life stuff, like you have a portable winch point that you can bring with you and place anywhere around you within like a certain radius, and that is awesome because like that sounds cool. If you didn't have a point that you could attach your winch to, you'd have to.
Is that how that dude was like going almost vertical up the side? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna hit pause on this, focus on some other stuff, and revisit it later.
Dragon's Dogma
and play what? There's no other video games out right now.
Right. I'm not just completely overwhelmed with all the other games that I'm not.
There's a lot.
Right now. But yeah, I think like the gameplay itself, fun. You know, it's what you want out of one of these as far as navigating the terrain and having to be very careful with your even like tire placement and stuff. I got wedged.
Oh God!
In between
127 hours
in a river.
You're gonna fucking cut your tire off.
I found a hidden area where you can go and like you get extra supplies and stuff if you find like your airdrops is what they are.
Cool. That sounds like a nice supplies.
Anyway, it took me 3 tries to get down there without getting stuck. And I think that came up pretty nicely. It's fine.
I love puns. That one might have been too much for me.
It's bad. It's a bad one.
Let's just move past it. But yeah, so Expeditions. I don't know if you're someone who loves the MudRunner, SnowRunner games for the reasons that we talked about, like where you're actually hauling stuff. Maybe don't get this one. But if you are someone who got the most joy, like me, out of using the lighter vehicles and scouting and just driving over this crazy terrain, this might be worth checking out.
Okay. I mean, I also do think from hearing what you said and from seeing the trailer stuff, this does seem like the accessible one. If you are curious on what MudRunner and SnowRunner are like, and you want to like start to dip a toe, this is probably as easy as the series is going to be. And a great entry point for that, even if the hardcore people are like, this isn't exactly what I want.
Those people are fucking crazy.
Well, sure, absolutely. You have to be a little crazy to play these games to begin with.
But to get way into it,
I have played one of these games. I am a little crazy, but yeah, I think Bobby, for you, when you're like, should I play this? I would say right now, no, because you have way more video games to play that you are more interested in.
There's
but
so much.
If you were to play any of these, I would say this is probably the one to try.
Yeah. That's on everything. That's a $60 game, right? Or is it less?
No, I don't.
When I say everything, it's not on Switch. Sorry.
$40.
It's on console, right? It's on PlayStation and Xbox, I think.
I think it's on pretty much everything. Let me see real quick. It is. Yeah, it's on.
It is.
It's for.
It's
Switch.
also on Switch. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's everything.
Xbox. Yeah, it's on.
$40 on everything. Tough to beat
right now.
Yep.
Check it out, y'all. All right, you two. Do you remember that little thing called the Playdate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at mine every day and don't touch it, but I look at it.
I wish I had the fucking. God damn! Give me the fucking clock, guys.
Yep. Want the little charger, pencil holder, clock thing that they will continue to tease me with. I open every newsletter. I'm still on the newsletter. I open every newsletter just to be like, is this the one where they say we actually have the charger? And they're like, no, not this time. Here's another game you don't care about. But apparently there's a game that I should care about that just came out.
There is. It's called Mars After Midnight. It's made by your friend and mine, Lucas Pope. This has been teased since the Playdate was first announced. He's been working on this for a while. It'll set you back $6, and it came out on March 12th. And this is a very fucking cool game. This is one of the coolest things I've played on the Playdate. I think it's one of the best looking games I've played on the Playdate. It just has such a good style to it, to nobody's surprise at all. But the general loop of it is that you are on Mars, and you are in a facility or a building that houses multiple different types of group activities that happen after midnight. The first one you get to is anger management for Cyclops. And your job is to work the door and set up the refreshments while making sure that everybody there should be there and is having a good time. So there is a mail slot that you would basically open up while you're waiting for somebody to knock on the door. It opens up. You have to see if they're a Cyclops. And you do that by using the crank on the side of the Playdate. So it's like a very cool action to lift up this mail slot. And then you can use the D-pad and you look around what's going on there. So it could be a Martian, but they have two eyes. Well, they don't get in. And then if it's a Martian with one eye, but smiling, they don't get in because they clearly don't have anger management. So they have to be a Cyclops with a frown, and then you let them in. And when you do that, you can then set up a refreshment table. And this is a little funny thing that like makes for a good time, of course, but they mess the hell out of your table. And so everything is supposed to be in like a 4-stack position. So bowls, soup, ladle, sign. But it's all stacked up, and you can kind of mix and match it like a Jenga tower. But the way that works is you can press up or down on the D-pad, and that will lower one of your tentacles. And if you hit B, you pick up. And if you hit A, you pick up. And now you're juggling all the stuff. You use the crank, and this broom comes out, sweeps off your table, and then you have to put the stuff back down in the right order while more people are knocking on the door. So it has a little, so you want to get the table set up, because if you don't, you're not going to get tipped. And if you don't get tipped, you can't buy more cartridges like the farty party. So then you have to let people in who have gas.
Well, you obviously want that. Yeah.
But then there's another one where you can buy upgrades for your door. And one of them is gnats with knives. It's the only people that can come in. And so you have to zoom in and see if there's a gnat somewhere holding a knife.
Wow.
It's so fucking dumb and good.
It sounds like a much less bleak version of Papers, Please in that way.
It's absolutely
that. Lucas Pope obviously has a type.
Correct.
That's cool.
So,
and I especially like the idea of kind of adding in a time pressure like a Tapper or Dave the Diver, like the half that I don't like. But it is a little bit that of you have to worry about a time limit of something going on over here as you juggle other things over here. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's something I think I'm going to try and make a quick look of. If you have a Playdate and you haven't played it, I had 3 or 4 software updates to do, maybe more than that.
Wow.
Yeah, I have not been playing this thing, but I have been playing a lot of it with this. It's a relatively short. You can get up to 6 people into one of your events, and you have to help a total of like 75 Martians. So you can do the math there to kind of see how many times you'd have to play it to beat the game. But anyway, that's Mars After Midnight, $6 on Playdate only. If you have a Playdate, absolutely worth picking up. It's very cool.
Nice.
After that, I'll be very brief on this one. Dice Folk. It's a game that Chase and I have picked up for a Monday night. We tried a couple Mondays ago. I had tech issues, but we did do a stream of this during the Next Fest, and we got to play a demo. This is a creature collector kind of meets deck builder kind of, more of a dice builder run-based game.
Yeah.
It's really fucking cool. You have 2 parties of 3. You have your party and then the enemy party, but you have dice for both parties, and you have to use all those dice before you can end the turn. So you actually have to attack yourself with the enemy. But if you do it right, you can get some really cool things in there. It kind of has a little tiptoes into the Breach, but I would just say, unless anybody wants to talk about it more, watch our stream. We have a stream of it up. You should definitely check that out. We'll probably make a quick look of this one sometime relatively soon. It's very fucking good. I'll tell you this much. It came out on the 27th of February. It will set you back $15. There's a bundle that they have with Monster Train, which of course you would want to bundle those two together.
Pretty good bundle.
That is not bad.
Not bad. But anyway, Dice Folk fucking rules. It's very cool.
Yeah, it is cool. One other little thing I'll mention. It's a quick look that we'll never put up because it got kind of destroyed. It's my fault. I only recorded my audio instead of the video, so you can't see the quick look. But it reminds me a little bit of Reigns 3 Kingdoms, where because that game has, it's Reigns on one side, but it also has like a combat thing that is very similar in that you have this kind of triangle of dudes facing a different triangle of dudes, and you have to spin your triangle and choose who's attacking, because they can only attack when they spin. And this game, Dice Folk does a similar kind of thing where it can spin. You can do attacks that don't spin and rotate your guys, but there is that kind of, I have my 3 guys, you have your 3 guys, and we need to figure out how to attack these things correctly. Totally. I think the Into the Breach thing is really apt as well. Like it's a little bit different because you are choosing when the opponent does all their stuff, but that same idea of, I know these 3 things have to happen for the opponent, and I know these 3 things have to happen for me because those are how the dice rolled. But now it's up to me to decide when those things happen, and you can mitigate damage from the enemy, or you can do attacks to do more damage to a guy. It's got some really cool ideas in there, and I think the art's really cute too.
The art's really
fun
cute.
Monster designs.
The other thing that you can do is you can like find a dice smith, and you can change the imprint on your dice. So if you wanted to have more attack dice, more defensive dice, you can do that too. It's really fucking slick. Johnny, you should download this from my library and put it on your deck. I think it'd be a really cool kind of like right before bed chill.
Yeah, I dig the look of it. I watched a little bit of your stream.
Nice. And the game I've probably put the most time in out of all these is Lightyear Frontier, and that came out yesterday. Yeah, came out on the 19th. This is on Game Pass. That's where I'm playing it. If you are picking this up on Steam, it's an early access. It'll set you back $25. Currently on sale for $20. This is the mech game that we previewed on our monthly preview. The only mech game that mattered is, I think, what I said are finally a good mech game. I think that's mostly true. But a Lightyear Frontier is Stardew Valley with a mech. And that mech is essentially, what if your farming tractor was a mech? And that's the whole thing. And that's really fucking cool about it. You land on a planet that is surrounded by, I guess it's like corruption is the best way I can put it. It could be like a toxin or something to that degree. And you have to go and clear those areas out. But you need certain gear to do that. So the whole premise is that you're collecting seeds, harvesting them. You are growing things on your property that you can then go and make more parts for your mech. So it could be like a better vacuum arm. You now have a better blade to cut trees. You can bust up rocks. And then that unlocks more buildings and equipment and gear back at base. And there's a merchant that will fly in to see you. It's got a really slick look to it. I like the art style quite a bit, but it is a very slow, very wholesome, very non-assuming, peaceful, just turn your mind off completely and play it. It reminds me a lot of Slime Rancher in that way.
I was going to ask if it reminded you of Slime Rancher.
Yeah, very much so. Slime Rancher, a little Stardew Valley, of course, that's hard not to compare to, and I'll circle back to that. I'm having a really good time with it, but it is early access. It feels very polished, but also there's not a ton here to do. Like, again, it's slow. If I need to like slow my brain down and just kind of chill, I could see me firing this game up before I went to bed, or like having a cup of coffee and just like, okay, I put an hour in, I'm good. Nice little palate cleanser. But unfortunately for them, they launched, and we don't have this in the news, so I'll talk about it now as we segue over to Chase. This came out the same day that the 1.6 patch, which is a humongous patch for Stardew Valley, dropped.
Yeah.
Stardew Valley, because of that, had the all-time highest concurrent players for the game ever on Steam.
I saw that. It was like 150,000
yes,
people or something ridiculous.
I wish these guys would have maybe pushed this back a little bit to give, or ahead if they could have, been in early access, because I feel like it's just getting completely trampled by the Stardew Valley update. Because why the hell would you not play that over this game?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they have like the benefit of that they get a second shot at this, right? Like you have your early access thing, and well, yeah, that might be a little borked, like bad timing wise. The full release of the game is going to be like another chance for them to own a time period, I guess. It's still tough because especially when you're a much smaller game than Stardew Valley, you're just trying to get people interested however you can, and it's disappointing that something that sounds, well, I mean, it sounds like a game I don't want to play, but it does have mechs in it, so I'm automatically more interested.
It does have multiplayer, which is really easy to do.
Yeah. Yep. I'm sure it does.
What is it, Johnny?
You're never going to recover from this illness.
No.
This bone deep illness that you have.
I had the day off today. I played a lot of this, and I have discovered pretty much all the regions. I've upgraded my mech to like at least all of its main systems I've upgraded once. I will say this. They give you plots that are 3x3 grids, and you have a gun that you use to shoot seeds to plant them, which is really cool. And you have to hit them in the grid.
That's fun.
It's fun. You can upgrade your gun to where if you hold down the left trigger, it starts to tag in a homing pattern all the spots, and you hit shoot and it goes rapid fire, and it does this big burst of seeds. That's very cool. Good. And then you have a hose, and you can upgrade that to basically shoot like a grenade of water. So they're using some like mech combat stuff with farming, which is a lot of fun. And
that's clever.
Yeah, it's neat. So the game has a lot of personality, a lot of spunk to it. It is a poster child for the wholesome direct, 100%. Like, it is that type of thing. So if you are looking for a game like that, you're probably already playing Stardew Valley because that's what caused the wholesome direct. But if you can break away and want to change it up, and you have Game Pass and you got some friends, this is, again, up to 4 people on Game Pass can play this together.
Do we know what Stardew added in its
God, dude. They added a whole new event, a whole new farm, all new dialogue, new pets. You can drink mayo.
Of lines of dialogue. Said.
Yeah. 2 new festivals. Like, it is
2 minor festivals.
Yeah. A gargantuan
I was just looking
of
at
an
the patch notes.
So I thought he was definitely onto like the chocolate
factory
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
That's still going, but this patch was going to be one thing, and it kind of became this is it. This is going to be it. So
I see. Okay.
All that to be said, I spent about 4 hours today playing Stardew Valley, and started a new farm on there just to kind of see how it would go. And Stardew Valley is one of the greatest video games ever made, period.
Seems like it's pretty good. We didn't have the greatest start with it, playing it on the Switch, and over the internet and trying to stream it at the same time when I played it. I think I'd have a better time if I just sat down and tried it myself. But yeah, I enjoyed some Harvest Moon back in the day, so I could see myself playing it.
So good. It's so good. Yeah. Anyway, Light Year Frontier, it's out right now. I believe it's only on Xbox and PC because it's early access and game preview. But $20 on Steam if you want to support them right now and just buy into it. Otherwise, Game Pass is a great way. I did play it with friend of the show Zoe today, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't know how much I'll be playing it when Dragon's Dogma comes out. So
sure,
that's what I've been up to. Anything else we need to go over?
You said you played four straight hours of that today. I played another 5 hours of Final Fantasy VII. It's going. I am at the end of chapter 10. I'm about to leave Cosmo Canyon. Yeah, stuff's happening. It's cool. I've gotten trapped though. I find myself doing all the side stuff, even if I don't think it's all that interesting. But I 100% in Cosmo Canyon. I've got, I think I'm approaching 50 hours. I'm really close to 50 hours in this game so far. I'm at the end of chapter 10, the start of chapter 11. And there are 14 chapters total. I know that. So I'm getting there, I think. Yeah. I really want to finish this game. And yeah, we'll certainly talk about it more later and certainly more at the end of the year. But I like it. I don't like it nearly as much as the first one.
I think that's where I'm at for sure.
Yeah, it's where you're at. I'm higher on it than you are for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel the same things as you, just not as intensely. And it is a bummer that a game that we really anticipated. I know this was number 1 or number 2 for all of us on most anticipated game this year. And it feels like it's not quite hitting those marks for any of us. Maybe Johnny. I don't know. Johnny, I haven't heard you talk too much about the game.
This has not held my attention as much as the first one did, and it's not that I'm having a bad time.
Yeah.
It just isn't propelling me forward the same way.
Yeah. We'll talk about it more later, and we've talked about it a lot before as well. But I think the open world has actively hurt this game and it feels a little unforced here. I mean, if they didn't make it open, I think you'd have a lot of people also be pissed off that, that's when Final Fantasy VII opens up on the PlayStation. Yeah, so you wanted a game to be more open, but I think the open world stuff is not the best stuff in this game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it yet because I'm still much earlier than the
sorry, can we get a chapter check-in where everybody is?
I'm on chapter 4.
I think I'm on chapter 9. I think 8 or 9. I'm at the point just outside. I had to leave the Golden Saucer pretty quickly.
Okay, I think that's 8.
Yeah, I think I'm on 8.
That's definitely 8 because I know what happens in 9.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, we're getting there. I would tell you guys try to not do all the side shit and just play the game if you want the most enjoyment.
I've been doing as much as I feel like, and then moving on.
Yeah, it is tough though because sometimes I'm just walking around. It's like, oh well, that fight's right there. All right, I accidentally ran into that fight. I guess I'll just do the fight.
Since I like the combat so much, I've been seeking those out.
That's the other problem.
It's the other extraneous stuff that I'm like, I don't really care if I get to this.
I like the summons though. I hate doing the summon minigame to get the best part of the summons, but I do all the summons. That's for sure. Anyway, we've talked about that game enough before and also now. So it's fine.
I haven't played it for 2 days. I will try. I might play some tonight, maybe, but I don't know. I might just take a little break and just see how I feel after some time has passed. Well, let's talk about the news, because that's always going to make us feel better, right?
Right.
Not these days.
Johnny, what is happening with Bungie?
Oh my goodness, so much and so little. They replaced the marathon director amid some leadership shakeup happening at Bungie. So the former game director for Valorant, Joe Ziegler, is replacing Christopher Barrett. And Marathon, was that last year? They released that cinematic teaser.
Was it last year? Was it 2 years ago? Might have been last year.
I feel like it was last. Anyway, all we've gotten
time has no meaning anymore.
Yes, yeah. All we've gotten so far is that teaser, like cinematic trailer, which was not using any game assets. It was just
it looked really cool.
It looked awesome.
And then you learned what the game was, and you went,
well. And the other thing with that too is I don't know. I don't think it's in this article that you linked to, but there was also changes announced to what the game loop was going to be. Do you have that to talk about, or do you want me to go over that?
Go over it if you don't mind.
Yeah. So this was going to be a create your own character and kind of like progress with them and go with it. Right. This is always going to be, I think, free to play was the plan for a game like this to do the extraction. So they thought, get this character, you'll buy into all this shit. Well, now they've shifted gears and it's going to be basically a hero shooter like Overwatch, where they're going to have pre-designed characters that you pick into, and that's going to be how they go with it for the extraction stuff. So they completely changed that part too, and people are not happy because
I mean that is how you sell stuff these days, to sell extra characters and to sell other skins. I wonder if there's another game we'll talk about here really soon that does something like that.
Oh,
I just have a feeling that
is a bummer.
More people are going to splinter away from Bungie, and the deal with Sony pays them out completely by 2026. I just have a feeling that once those final checks come in, people might, because Sony, it sounds like Sony's been kind of
even
terrible.
now, like they've been talking about how bad things have been at Bungie, and some people are like, you got all that money from Sony, and they said, yeah, it's spent though. Like it's like that money was earmarked for different things, and it's already gone to those things. So that's not like liquid that we got.
Oh yeah.
They're in a real tough way. It seems like
they really need the final shape to hit.
Yes.
Big.
Yeah, they did. They announced the announcement, right? Like the what the next thing is.
And they put out that
like
Ghostbusters
into the light or
too.
something. Yeah. Hey, I'm still clean. I'm still clean for the year 2024. I got close. There was the Guardian games where they came out with like the hoverboard. That's like a new Sparrow, but it's a hoverboard, and it looked really cool. I was like, oh, I could jump in and get that. But I chose not to. And then they brought back more of my favorite style of guns, the Trial of the 9 guns that are like all the blue and gray and white guns that I think are really, really cool. And some of them have really good rolls on them. And I didn't. I stayed strong. Living clean.
Hell yeah.
Living clean.
Let's see if you can resist this offer.
Oh,
all right. What do you got for me?
Well, brace yourself.
I'm
braced. 2.
Oh, never mind. I'm out.
Fuck. Shouldn't have led with that. They are no longer going to be locking new heroes behind a battle pass whenever season 10 launches.
They were doing that before?
Yeah.
That sounds fucked up.
Yeah.
That's how Apex does it, I think, too.
Yeah.
I'm used to buying characters, but buying a battle pass to unlock the character, that seems fucked. I don't like that.
So this is.
But they're not doing that anymore.
Well, hey, you can at least be Cowboy Bebop in there, right?
For $20.
God.
That was funny when people are stacking up. Like you could buy one Overwatch skin, or you could buy the entire Blu-ray collection of the series. Which would you choose?
Yeah, or just buy Helldivers.
Buy Helldivers.
Sure. Buy anything. Buy packs of Magic cards. I don't know. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Don't buy Overwatch skins.
I mean, this seems like a pretty naked attempt to get people to come back, or to get people who maybe have never played
you mean
Overwatch
like the Mass Effect and the Ghostbusters add-ons in Destiny 2?
Oh, those are rough too.
There's Ghostbuster stuff in
They
Destiny.
have Ghost,
Yeah,
a Slimer,
big new
Ghost.
Ecto 1 as a ship,
they
Slimer
look cool.
as a ghost.
It's the actual Ecto 1 as a spaceship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it looks.
Look it up. Look it up right now. Look it up. Look it up.
It's a stylized one, but yes, it is absolutely just the Ecto
Destiny
1.
2 Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't hear about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is. We are in a really sad time right now where everything has to be a fucking crossover. And it's another thing that I think you can lay at Marvel's feet. But everything is a fucking crossover right now. It's happening in Destiny. It's happening in Magic the Gathering with all the Universes Beyond stuff that's happening. Everything is getting crossed over. Nothing means anything anymore, and it's really sad. They look fine. Like the stuff in Destiny looks fine, but doing it at all is
the thing is, dude, why would
adding the Ecto 1 to Rocket League makes sense?
Yeah,
because you are driving. Adding the DeLorean to Rocket League makes sense because again, you are controlling a car. This is just
this is like
whatever.
Everything's just trying to like do Fortnite. That's all they're trying to do.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, Fortnite has certainly
because they all watch it every time they fucking put out those battle passes with those collaborative skins. Like people fucking just throw money at that thing, and all these other like.
And we're not immune to it either. Like
no,
I've certainly bought. I mean, going back to the Magic thing, we all have bought the Lord of the Rings sets.
Absolutely.
Like you guys had the Warhammer ones. Like we've purchased stuff from that. Sure. Like I know you guys did some Fortnite streams where you were fighting Darth Vader and
I was Darth Vader.
You were Darth Vader, and you guys were buying some skins for those. Like that, it happens. Like and I'm not saying everybody has to be immune to this, but it is just kind of a sad state.
Destiny, like I feel like
it's a weird thing for them.
Not
you built a whole world with its own lore, and sure, the first game the lore was a little fucked, but you've fixed that or gotten past it, and yeah, you have this rich world that even when you did throw something like God of War in there, it was like at least it was God of War inspired, where it was like okay, the helmet has like a red stripe on it.
It was more of an homage. It wasn't like here's Slimer.
Yeah, and yeah, it is a little. I mean, Destiny also has the holiday one. You can get like a pumpkin as a ghost. They certainly have their fair share of stupid dumb shit, but stupid dumb shit in universe and stupid dumb shit
from other
properties does feel a little bit different.
Yeah,
and it's a bummer.
It's not a bummer though.
Hit me. I would love to hear something that's not a bummer.
Lies of P, the very good video.
Liza Minnelli.
Enough of has had 7 million players.
Yep, I watched that movie. It was fine.
You were just.
It's a tiger in the boat. It's cool.
I read the book.
Of course you did, you nerd.
NeoWiz tweeted today they've had 7 million players, and I think a good chunk of that has had to have come from Game Pass, but also this game.
7 million. That's a lot of people playing your game. Not bad for a Dark Souls ripoff, right?
Right. Yeah.
I think this is the best one of those.
Yeah.
I think from what I've read, people feel this is the best.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Not Souls game.
Yeah.
That's not the biggest mountain to climb.
There's a lot out there, man.
There are a lot out there. There aren't a lot of good ones.
I mean, well, you have, in my opinion, you have like the Team Ninja ones that have been out there. I think a lot of people.
Yeah, sure.
There's the Wolong one that I think is that out? Is that the one that came out? People
that's Team Ninja. Yeah.
So they've done a few of them. I think Ronin comes out either tomorrow or the same day as Dragon's Dogma.
Sure.
Anyway, I agree with you. They have not ever hit to the degree that this one has. I'm just surprised one finally did to be. I think that's my sentiment here.
Yeah, especially one that when the first trailers came out, we all laughed at. Like what a stupid silly thing. Right. And for that one to be the one that has somehow broke through, pretty cool. Good for them.
My one hope is that maybe this gets Sony to consider contracting FromSoft to make Bloodborne 2, or maybe porting it to PC. Maybe,
It's-
please.
It's nice to dream.
Let me know when Silksong gets here. I mean, Bloodborne gets to PC.
Yeah, there you go. Which one happens first?
I don't know. I don't care about Silksong.
It better be Silksong based on the amount of time and being that that's already been announced as a thing.
It's true. Okay.
But knowing how much time it's taken, who knows?
So this is an interesting story. The Battlefront Classic Edition, Classic Collection that came out last week.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes, Star Wars Battlefront. Classic Collection was royally fucked with the multiplayer. But also apparently they were using people's mods in the game and not telling them or contacting them or crediting them or doing anything.
Somehow Battlefront returned.
And I saw this on Twitter the other day, and IGN had a little article they wrote up. But people found, the thing you have to understand, like the people that love these games and the communities that are built up around them and stick with them for years and years and years, obviously they were going to buy this collection. And obviously a lot of them have experience with these mods and things if they've been playing this game for so long. So did you really think no one would notice what you did?
God.
Well, and also if these fans are such huge fans of the game, I mean, I hear it with the Mother 3 fan community of Nintendo. We have done a fan translation. People say it's good. We would let you use our translation if you would just release the fucking game out here.
Yeah.
And it goes on deaf ears. And I think if you had, I think the sad thing is if Aspire, that's the developer, right?
Mm-hmm.
The studio. If they had talked to those fans of those mods and said, hey, we would like to use your mods, we'd like to bring you into the fold, we can maybe kick you back a little bit of money but get your names in the credits of a game that you love, I would think if I was a modder, I would probably take them up on that deal. That sounds awesome. Like I am now enshrined in this video game that I love. Isn't that great? And for this to be done in kind of an underhanded way to maybe save a couple dollars and hope that nobody notices, even if it was accidental, that's still fucked up. That really sucks. And it makes me question whether I'm actually going to pick this up or not. And at one point I was going to definitely pick this up when it went on sale, because I love these games and I don't play these online. So I would have absolutely just had my fun and played, a couple rounds, a couple days and been happy with it. But man, knowing that some underhanded shit like that happened, I don't know anymore.
No bueno.
Yeah. So they even dug into the Switch version of the game. They launched using further modified versions of My Mods Heroes before being replaced again in a patch. And Aspire has yet to respond to IGN's request for comment.
Weird.
And this was posted 2 days ago, so it hasn't been updated.
It sounds like something that might happen in like a Friday afternoon news dump. Hope nobody notices.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
And then our final story here is Helldivers 2. How they continue to run would you call this PR, I guess?
Oh, I mean, they are building PR and lore at the same time. It seems like.
Hey, it's community management.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So first they were denying that there were flying Terminids. And then
deny, like this is all tongue in cheek. Yes.
That sounds like a bug.
Everybody knows what's going on here. The community is very happy and playing along with it. Everybody's having a great time.
But the CEO said, "Oh, this sounds like bug sympathizer talk to me." And then after that, there were allegedly blue beams.
There was no. We saw them.
Allegedly.
I synced it.
Lots of people have seen lots of things.
Video footage of this? Can you back up your claims with documentary proof?
Blue beams aren't real. They can't hurt you, Johnny.
That's right. That's what the CEO said. So there's a third faction from the first game that has not appeared yet in 2, and the speculation is that is where those blue lasers that may or may not exist are coming from. So it's so cool how they are unrolling stuff, how they didn't put out a fucking roadmap detailing every single little thing that they were going to do. Video games are back, is what I'm saying.
It's such a tough balancing act,
right?
To do.
Because how do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to just spend all this time talking about Bungie, but there was definitely a time where Bungie had this kind of rapport with their fans when it came to Destiny. And certainly when it came to Halo, but even when it came to Destiny, we can be a little fun, we can be a little sneaky, we can have jokes with our communities, and then the community gets a little more toxic, and you start putting out giant roadmaps and promising things, and some things have to get delayed, and that pisses some people off. And when you try to have fun with something, that blows back at you for whatever reason. Somebody reads a little too much into the joke that you did, and then it becomes a big thing that you actually didn't do the thing that everybody wanted to do because you were just doing like a little fun surprise. And we're in this kind of honeymoon period for Helldivers 2, it sounds like, where the community's cool with it, the developers having a lot of fun, everyone's really chill about it.
Chase, it will get toxic eventually. Let me enjoy it while
absolutely
it lasts.
I'm encouraging people to enjoy it while it lasts. But if this game gets huge,
I don't know why you're not playing it, Chase. I still can't figure that one out.
Bobby, there's too many fucking video games. That's why I'm trying to finish Final Fantasy right now. I'm trying to get to play Unicorn Overlord, which I desperately want to play. I keep every day, I feel like I load up another Unicorn Overlord YouTube video and just go, okay, this is going to sit in this tab list, and I will get to it once I get to play this game.
1 hour a week playing with your friends.
I could do that.
You sound like a bug sympathizer.
Probably. I must love bugs over here. There's just too many fucking games. That's really what it is. I talked about it before. The reason I didn't get it day one is because I just didn't like Helldivers 1. I did not like that game. This game is very little like Helldivers 1, so I should play it.
I very little like your attitude.
God,
it's fine.
We got to wrap this up. Let's get to credits. We have a shorter week for you as far as our content goes. No quick looks this week, but there might be some more in the future. We have played a hell of a match of Balatro this past Monday. One of the coolest runs I've had that just kept getting so much bigger. It was a blast. Check that out if you can. And then speaking of Helldivers, we'll be back live with that Friday night. Please tune in. We always have some real dumb fun there. Chase, what do you have going on?
Got a couple things on Monday. Our good friend of the show, Pierce Corshane, and I. By the way, happy birthday to Pierce Corshane, March 21st. So
happy birthday,
buddy.
Yeah. But we put out our new episode of Pilot Program on Shogun, the new FX show, which is pretty good, and I think we had a great time talking about it. So to definitely check that out, shows.acast.com/pilot program. And then today, or Wednesday, I guess, if you're listening to the podcast version of this, I put out a new thing for Chase K Plays. I played some Magic the Gathering. Maybe you've heard of it. Specifically, I played Arena. I did a face cam this time. I'm learning how to do stuff on my computer with things. That's cool. I just wanted to play some Magic cards, and it was a fun thing to do. Played with a blue-white deck that I've been having a lot of fun with lately. So you can check that out at Chase K Plays on YouTube.
All right, awesome. And Johnny, I don't have your link programmed in here. Why don't you add it to chat and tell people what you do and where they can find you?
I do a lot of writing over at Hard Drive. You can find all of my articles that I've written at that link in the chat there. We'll get my link tree link put in there.
What's the last one that went up?
Uncle John's bathroom reader desperately lobbying Congress to ban TikTok. It was a deep cut. I had a
Not
Helldivers list that went up.
You did? Yeah, I've had that loaded up. I need to read that.
I also interviewed the Below dev. I had a really cool conversation with him.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, Johnny, your internet's starting to sound rough, so we're going to end it here. We will be back